Okay, guys, welcome to Saturday webinar. Let's begin. Okay, firstly, I didn't really got the time to update my portfolio. What I mean by updating portfolio is that the last price I didn't update lah. Okay, meaning to say this current floating P&L is not really accurate because some of the stocks are actually in good position. They should be earning money, but I haven't update it to the so-called the correct price lah, okay? But I will update it by tomorrow. But one thing I have updated is that I have got rid of all the option that actually expires last Friday lah. Okay, so last Friday was a expiration for November option. So quite a number of option that expired. The Intel short leg have expired, the SPY short leg have expired, and MTDR short leg have also expired. So three expired short leg lah, okay, which brings in about close to $8,000, about $8,000 in profit. And that's the reason why we are suddenly seeing such a big drop lah, okay, from like a profitable floating P&L now all the way down to minus 13K, almost minus 14K lah, okay? And that is mainly because a lot of the short lay have expired and I have taken profit lah, okay? But nonetheless, right, this number should not be so big also. It should be, the loss should be much smaller because some of the prices I haven't updated lah, okay? But anyway, right, even then, even if I'm looking at this at face value, right, minus 14K is about negative 3.8% of my total portfolio. So that is something that I can stomach lah, okay? So as a percentage of a portfolio, it is a very mild number that I'm seeing lah. So it's not something that should be cause of concern for anything now, okay? In fact, there are times where I've seen a bigger number before and we eventually recover from it also lah. Okay, so on portfolio wise, I don't think there is any changes. These are all the stuff that I'm still holding, but there is one thing that I haven't update here, which is the Victoria's Secret short leg lah, okay? So Victoria's Secret short leg, we added that position sometime early this week. And of course, that short leg most likely losing a bit of money, but the long leg should be earning a lot of money because yesterday Victoria's Secret actually went up about 6%. So from what I seeing on my platform right now, my Victoria's Secret is somewhere around like 17K, 18K in profit lah, okay? But of course, now we have the short leg that is eating up some of the profit. So we will deal with that later lah, okay? So anyway, let's go through the overall market. So now, in the last few days, right, you can see for most of this week, the market kind of like trying to sell down. You can see that majority of the candle have very long wick, okay, long lower wick. Meaning to say that in the beginning of the trading session, right, they were going down, then after that recover towards the end, and then going down again, recover towards the end, go down again, recover towards the end. So overall the week, right, is somewhat a bullish week lah, okay? Overall the weekly candle is somewhat bullish candle. So once again, right, I have always said this, there is no reason to be bearish in the market right now. The election didn't matter whether Trump wins or Kamala wins. The election didn't matter. Things are still going to be driven by earnings lah. Okay, stocks are still going to be driven by earnings. But one thing that Trump election did was it kickstart the whole rally in the crypto sector lah, the Bitcoin sector lah. But aside from that, right, I don't think anything else will be affected by whoever win the election lah. Okay, I personally think that a lot of people are making a big deal out of the election, which I don't really think it will affect the stock market in a very big way. So going forward, we will still be somewhat focused on the bullish side. Of course, we will still have short hedging position here and there, okay? But we will still maintain a bullish bias in our overall portfolio. So one thing that I would advise you guys to avoid right now is avoid the China market, avoid the Hong Kong market for now, because you can see here it has been consecutive weekly red candle for like almost 2 months already, almost 2 months. The market, the China market has been going down. Okay, so there is no reason to bottom pick the China market. Just let things be. Eventually, when it recover, right, we can always bottom pick. Okay, don't FOMO. So for those who are not present yesterday, right, I have also mentioned that a lot of people think China market is declining because of Trump election, because Trump like to impose a lot of tariff here and there. But I don't really think that is the case here, because what is driving China market down is more on China's side rather than because of Trump now. Okay, because China they did one round of stimulus which caused this very big rally, and then they sort of like promised more stimulus, but until now nothing is coming in now. Okay, and on top of that, China economy has been in deflation for quite some time already. If you look at the rest of the world, right, the entire world is combating inflation. US is combating inflation, Euro is combating inflation, even Japan, right? Japan used to be the king of deflation, right? Even Japan right now, they are seeing some level of inflation that they haven't seen in a while. But despite the entire world trying to fight off inflation, right? China, on the other hand, is actually facing deflation, okay, which is not really a positive thing for the economy. And deflation is a very, very tricky thing, because you can do a lot of stimulus packages to prop up, but if the economy is not responding to your stimulus package, right, then the more stimulus package, the more easing the more financial easing you do, right, the more deflation is gonna be present in the economy lah. So it will become like what we call a downward spiral. So China is in like a very, very tricky situation right now. So a lot of people like to call me anti-China, but in fact I will admit that I don't really like a lot of China stuff. Once in a while, when I see opportunity, I will buy, but most of the time I will try to avoid lah. Okay, and right now I don't really think things are going great for China. So just keep your hands off for now lah. Okay, so at the end of the day, right, the only thing that matter is you want to buy things that earns you money. Okay, it's the profit, it's the dollar sign that matters at the end of the day. So anything that is not contributing to the dollar sign, right, we don't touch. Doesn't matter China, US, whatever lah. Okay, but it is evident that right now US market is still very bullish, so we should be going with the winner lah. Okay. So now let's take a look at some of the current position that we have. So Zscaler, we have a cash secure put position on Zscaler. If you want to take a profit on that cash secure put, by all means, please go ahead, because I do think that that position should be quite in good profit right now. And also take note that ZS has earnings coming up on 2nd of December lah. Okay, so if your cash secured put is actually earning a lot of money already, then there's no reason to subject your position to the earning risk lah. Okay, you might as well cash out first, because there isn't a lot of profit left to gain from this cash secure put position. The other one is Victoria's Secret. So Victoria's Secret actually recovered quite well lah. Okay, 6% on Friday itself, recover all the way until $37. Our short leg, unfortunately, is at $40. So we still got a little room to play lah. Okay, so now the tricky thing is that on December 5th, right, we have earnings coming in for Victoria's Secret, and we have already gotten a very big profit, a very, very big profit for Victoria's Secret. So with that said, right, I don't really want to hold my Victoria's Secret position through the earnings. But what I am thinking of doing, right, I will TP my position first, but I will only TP the long position, and then I will add in another long position. So I will cash out first, and then after that, I will add in another long position. So I can actually keep the short position there as is lah. Okay, so it's a bit tricky to maneuver, because you cannot exit your long position first and then leave your short there naked by itself. So most likely what I'm going to do is I will enter the new long position first, and then I will exit the old long position with the profit, and hopefully the new long and short pair we can work something out from there. Okay, so that is my current plan. But once again, right, it's very, very tricky because I also don't know how this new long position, right, it can be profitable or not lah. So because we are actually very, very near the strike price for the short leg already. So I'm not sure if it is a better decision just to exit everything, make things a lot simpler, or try to salvage the short position. We see how lah, okay? But one thing for sure, right? Before the earnings, I do want to cash out my Victoria's Secret. Okay. So roadblocks recently coming down a bit, but as I've said, right, for roadblocks, the time frame is a lot longer. I am looking at March next year, so I do think that it can actually go up a lot higher lah. Okay, so I'm gonna let roadblocks just let it be. I'm not gonna do anything, so I will continue to hold on to roadblocks position lah. Okay, so for those who still have PayPal position, I'm holding a simple long on PayPal position now. Okay, currently it recovered quite well, dropped a bit but recovered quite well, and I also feel that PayPal can go up a lot higher lah. Okay, so if you are holding that simple long position, please continue to hold. I think the potential for PayPal to go up to $100 is actually quite high lah. Okay. The other one, Matador resource, which is doing very well also. Gap up, and then all the way up lah. Okay. So now for Matador resource, right, we only have a long position right now. The short actually expired last week. So I am thinking of adding another short, which will make Matador resource become like a vertical position. But from what I was looking at last week, the premium on the short strikes are not really that attractive, which is why I am kind of like holding off. But if next week Matador resource can go up to like 62, 63, somewhere around there, right? I think the short leg will be very attractive lah. Okay, and we can effectively reduce our entire risk on Matador resource lah. Okay, so what I mean by that is Matador resource, we enter it at 1.55. Okay, we entered it at 1.55, but the short leg is 0.79, so which will make our entry somewhere around like 1.2 something, because you have to understand that this is a ratio. Okay, the short leg is only half of the long leg, so our minus off like 40 cents like that, okay, which will make this 1.10 like that. So if we can get another short leg that is somewhere around $1, right, then we have effectively reduced the risk of Matador to zero lah. Okay, so that is something that I want to look out for. So but I need Matador resource to go up a little bit higher also lah. So the next winner is actually Crystal Biotech. Initially it went up, but after that like crashed all the way down, like 5 red candle in the row, every day down like 4-5%, very scary like that. But now it kind of recover quite nice lah. Okay, so I will continue to hold on to this position. So for those who doesn't know, right, I have both stock position on this and an option position. So the option is expiring in December, which I don't really think got sufficient time lah. Okay, so I am most likely going to let the option position die, unless before the expiration some miracle happen, this whole thing shoot up lah. Okay, which is still possible, So I am not going to exit my option position. I'm just going to keep the option position in case some miracle happen lah. Okay, but I also have a stock position which is now earning quite okay lah. So if you only have option position and you don't really have any stock position, right, you can in fact enter at this current level, okay? And then you can choose to put your stop loss somewhere around 160 like that. I think 160 is a very, very good stop loss level. And then hopefully this one can go up to like 240, 250 somewhere around there, okay? So I think this counter can go a lot higher. It is just that the catalysts are not coming in, okay? It is supposed to come in towards the quarter four, but we are still in quarter four, so who knows, in December something can happen lah. Okay, then Intel initially it was doing very well. After that, it retraced a bit. It kind of like stagnant there a bit, but I mean, I will continue to hold on to this, okay? It is still on a very nice uptrend, so I can think it can go up a lot higher also. So I will continue to hold on to this position. And next, Deer, unfortunately, it rarely straight through the stop loss during earning, okay? So this one is a gone case ready. So if you have a stock position, you should have stop out ready. You should automatically stop out ready. Don't need to wait for my instruction, okay? If you have an option position, I think you can continue to hold on to the option position because there's no point exiting. If you hold it and then maybe next few months it crash, right? Then you still like profit something, okay? If you exit, right, you are not really gonna earn anything from exiting also, so you might as well continue to hold on to that position. So next, Celsius went down and then now recover. So for those who haven't entered, you can consider entering at this level. For those who are still holding onto your option position, right, you can continue to hold. Okay, I think the chances of it recovering higher is quite high also. Beyond Meat continue to go down. And I think once it goes to like 4.5, right, I will want to add a short leg to Beyond Meat also. If you are holding a short position, right, a stock short position, you can consider taking some profit because it actually declined quite a bit from our entry level already, okay? So you can just TP a bit and then leave the remaining there. I think it can go down a lot lower. Aspen Aerogel is gone already lah. Okay, so this trade is dead, but maybe in the future we will see whether if we can re-enter again or not. Halogen unfortunately went down quite a bit after the earnings, but now it seems to like recovering a bit, so we just let it be lah. Okay, so as I mentioned before, Halogen is those kind of trade that you must be able to risk everything. Meaning to say this trade has no stop loss. When I say no stop loss, right, meaning the stop loss is at zero. Okay, the stop loss is at zero. Meaning to say that if you put in 10K in Allogene, you must be willing to lose the entire 10K lah, okay? So essentially what we are waiting for is a short squeeze, but the short squeeze is not happening, and it is very hard to predict when the short squeeze will happen also because it requires some form of catalyst to sort of act as a fire starter lah, okay? You need the fire starter and then everything explode lah, okay? So we are waiting for that kind of a fire starter to come in, and then all the short close their position, and then this one will shoot up very high lah, okay? So I personally have about 10K in this, so I am willing to lose the entire 10K. But if this goes short, if the short squeeze happen and it goes up to like $8 or even $10, right, my 10K can become like 30K, 40K, 50K, or even 60K like that, okay, depending on how high it squeeze up. So it's really one of those like low risk, high reward kind of situation, okay, provided that you are willing to lose whatever amount that you put in. The next one is Abercrombie and Fitch, which is a which is a short pair to Victoria's Secret. So recently it recovered a lot as well, but I don't really mind so much about this particular counter, mainly because this is a calendar lah, okay, meaning to say you are going to earn quite a bit from the short leg also. But at the end of the day, right, if we lose money on this, we are going to lose like, or I am going to lose like maybe 3,000, 4,000 like that. But I am already up about 17K on Victoria's Secret already. So as a combination of this trade, right, I am still up by about 10K like that. So I'm not really concerned with whatever is happening to this lah. Okay. Once again, we enter this as a long short pair because if let's say this sector were to crash, right? If this sector were to crash, then this trade will be giving us a lot of profit, and then Victoria's Secret will be losing money lah. Okay, so it will be the opposite. But right now, since things are very bullish, we are gaining profit on Victoria's Secret, but we are losing money on A&F lah. Okay, but whichever direction occurs, right, you should be net profit either way. Okay. And last one, 3M. 3M, we have a short position. Initially, it was going down by quite a bit, recover, and then now it's going back down again. So we are going to hold on to our short position also, okay, as a hedging now, okay. So we will continue to hold on to this. So actually, a lot of our trade are still active. I believe the only one that is really dead is Aspen. Aspen is really dead. Deer and Co, I will consider this dead also lah, okay. But because the aspiration, right, is in January, we still have a little bit of hope lah, okay. So we will just continue to hold on to it. But the rest of the trade, right, they still have very good chance of becoming profitable lah, okay. Like Zscaler, very profitable, Victoria's Secret, Roblox, PayPal, Matador, Crystal Biotech, Intel, Celsius, all these are still have a good chance of becoming profitable. Okay, so we will continue to hold on to all those trades. So now there are a few other stuff that I want to point out also. For those who were in our batch 8 course, there were some potential trade that I actually point out. And then I was like, okay, if you want to go and take a look at this, you can go and take a look at this. But I didn't really receive any trade reports lah. Okay, so but just to let you know, Zillow is one of the stuff that I actually recommended, and Zillow actually rallied like quite quite high already lah. Okay, and there was another one. Shake Shack was also one of them. It has rallied quite a bit already also. And Duolingo also, I someone actually spotted Duolingo. I told that person go and do the trade report, but I didn't receive the trade report lah. Okay, I think back then Duolingo was somewhere around here, but ever since then, right, it went up about 24% already. Duolingo. Chewy was also one of them. Went up by quite a bit. Somebody spotted Sophie also, went up by quite a lot already. So actually there are a lot of trade that is doing very well, but it is just that we cannot be buying everything lah. Okay, we cannot be buying everything because we cannot have our portfolio being overexposed lah. Okay, so now going forward next week, I do have a few fresh trade that I want to enter, and one of them is actually Freshwork. Okay, so Freshwork is a tech company, so it is one of those AI tech company lah. Okay, so a lot of people very horny over Palantir. Palantir already $70, still steaming. Don't know why Die want to enter. I have no idea what's going on. And because of that, I actually recommended Snowflake, and then nobody entered Snowflake except for a small number of you, which I received all the thank you messages. So you don't have to thank me lah. Okay, you have to thank yourself for being brave enough to follow through your trade. Okay, so anyway, Snowflake rally 30% plus on earning day. So hopefully you guys manage to like cash out some of your profit lah. Okay, put money in your pocket is quite important. But as I mentioned, right, Snowflake was actually like a replacement for Palantir, and not many people get it. But I mean, that's the usual thing lah. Okay, when the stock goes up until like 300 400, then people want to enter. When it is at the value level, nobody want to enter one. So now Snowflake, if you didn't enter, you miss already lah. Okay, you're gone already. But maybe you can wait for some kind of like a consolidation to take place or some support to form, and then you can re-enter again, because I still think that there's a lot of room upwards. Okay, I think minimally it can go up to 273. Okay, it can go up to 273, but of course it's not going to be one straight line. Okay, it will probably face some resistance. So make use of any decline in price as an opportunity lah. So now, for those who miss Snowflake, the next one that I can actually recommend is Freshwork. So now Freshwork on November earnings, right, already rallied quite a bit lah, okay? But this is actually right at the bottom. We are at the ground floor, okay? If this were to chong up, right, it's gonna chong up like crazy, like Astera Lab like that, okay? Astera Lab, we really got in at the ground floor, now all the way until don't know where already, you know. When we enter, it's like $40, now $102 already, okay? So now I do think that Freshwork is in a similar situation in terms of fundamental, right? They are actually still loss making. They are still loss making, but they are in the right direction to become profitable because the if you look at the trailing 12 month on their total revenue is currently sitting at 685 million. The revenue is growing quite tremendously, and on top of that, right, their customer count is growing at a very huge growth rate also lah, okay. On top of that, they are trying to do a lot of things to make sure that the profit margin increase and eventually become profitable lah, okay. So if you are here for yesterday webinar, I have gone through great length on talking about finding company that are actually loss making, but they are in a good position to become profitable, okay. So Freshwork is one of such company, and as I have mentioned, we are getting in at the ground floor lah, okay. So this first rally here is like the start, the beginning of a very big rally lah. In fact, this kind of chart remind me of Palantir chart also lah, okay. Palantir used to be somewhere around like $50-$60 back in 2020, crash all the way until like $6 like that. Then after that, rally all the way back to like $70. Okay. So the current price is, I would think, is good to enter. So most likely I'll be entering this trade on Monday. So another one which I think is quite good also. It is also an AI counter, and that is Sentinel One. It is exactly the same as Freshwork lah. Okay, they are loss making, but they are looking to become profitable. Blah blah blah. Same kind of trade, just two different company lah. Okay, so now my advice is that you don't go for both. You just go for one of them. No reason to take both. Got good, got bad lah. Okay, and I think the good for Sentinel One is that, excuse me, it is a little bit more how do I call it? It is not so volatile as Freshwork. Okay, when I say not volatile, right? For example, Freshwork, maybe it can just dive down, and then after that it can shoot up. So it is more volatile. Whereas for Sentinel One, right, is less volatile. Okay, it's actually less volatile. So it is really a flip of the coin. Okay. So if you ask me, most likely I'm going to go with Freshwork. And it's for one simple reason, because I've done my work on Freshwork. I have gone through the entire trade idea generation process with all the fundamental analysis and everything. And Sentinel One, not really. I didn't really put in that much work into researching it because they show up as the same profile, same trading profile. So I'm not going to do double work lah, okay. So we have to be smart about in how we spend our time also. I'm not going to do double work on similar kind of trade. So most likely I will be just going with Freshwork, but I mean, up to you lah. Okay, if you want to go and take a look at Sentinel One, I mean, that's good also. So this is one new trade that I will probably go for, Freshwork. So put it in your watch list. Probably on Monday I will go for it. Okay. So initially I also want to buy Duolingo, but considering that for the last 4 days it rallied like crazy, right? I'm a bit like, okay lah, don't want to enter already. Too much already, okay? Too much already. So now the next trade is a little bit I would say contradicting on what I was sharing yesterday. So yesterday I was sharing that I wanted to actually long TLT because I feel that USD can come down And then with USD coming down, TLT can go up higher lah, okay? But then again, right, what I noticed within the portfolio is that the portfolio is quite exposed, or my portfolio lah, okay? I'm not sure about your portfolio, but my portfolio is actually quite exposed to inflation risk, because I actually do have a lot of trades that are what I will consider recovery trade, meaning a lot of the company within my portfolio are actually loss making. And yes, they are in a good position to become profitable, but at the current stage right now, they are still loss making. So one thing that can deter them, right? One thing that can sort of put a wrench in the gears, right, is inflation rebound. If inflation rebound, right, then a lot of the trades that I'm holding, right, they may be bad lah. Okay, it will be bad for them lah. So for example, Victoria's Secret is prone to inflationary risk. So is Roblox, so is PayPal, so is Intel. So these I have four or five position which can suffer if inflation rebounds. So what I need is a hedging against inflation. And one way to hedge against inflation is to short the TLT. Because if inflation continue to rebound, right, then the 10-year yield is going to spike up some more. Okay, then the 10-year yield is going to spike up some more. And if the 10-year yield continue to spike, then the TLT will continue to go down. It can continue to crash. So now, my position on TLT short, which I am looking to take, is more from a hedging perspective. So it is not really because I feel that TLT can go down, but because I have so many trades that are exposed to inflationary risk, right? It is healthy for my portfolio to have this kind of hedging trade lah. Okay, so if you are wondering, hey, how come yesterday I say TLT can go up, but now I'm trying to short TLT like Prata like that, but it's mainly because of the inflationary risk lah. Okay, so sometime, right, when you are managing a portfolio, that there is no right or wrong, or what kind of direction that you are taking, because sometimes you need some level of hedging. For example, I can be very bullish on the market, but I still have S&P short. Why am I short on S&P? Because I have too many long tech position. So I need some form of hedging against that. I am not shorting S&P because I am bearish on the market, but it is acting as a hedging. Okay, so if for unknown reason market crash, then instead of losing like 30-40k, right, my S&P hedge will not only recover that 30-40k loss, it can actually go into profit, and I will still end up being positive should the market crash, despite my portfolio being very bullish. So that is the kind of direction that I'm taking with TLT lah. Okay, so sometimes if somebody asks me, are you bullish on this, are you bullish on that, it's very hard for me to say. So for example, in my circle, in my hedge fund circle, I have half the people playing long position on IWM, and I have another half the people playing short position on IWM. But there is no right or wrong. Both camp are correct. And those who are shorting IWM, right, they are doing so as a hedging purpose. Because if inflation continue to goes up, if something happen, then most likely if market were to become very bearish for whatever reason, then IWM will be the first to fall lah. Okay, so for my case, right, instead of taking IWM, I am taking TLT instead. So it depends on how you want to manage your hedging. Okay, so when you reach a higher level of trading skill, right, this is how you should be looking at certain trades. You are making decision based on your portfolio. You are not making decision based on some guru telling you this one go up, that one go down. Those are all nonsense. Okay, you really need to understand how your portfolio is structured and what is the weakness in your portfolio, and you need to try to plug those holes in your portfolio with some form of hedging. Okay, so now that is all I have for you. So let me just recap real quick. Okay, I only have three potential trade coming up next week. I may not take all three, I may only take some of them, but most likely I'm going to take fresh work. As an alternative to fresh work, you can consider Sentinel one. So this is either or, okay. And oh, sorry, I forgot to mention another one, which is VITL, okay. VITL I mentioned yesterday, which is Vital Farm, which is a fresh shell egg company, okay. So I'm looking to enter this also, but this one KIV a bit. Most likely I will enter fresh work first before I enter VITL. So next on the hedging side, I will be going for a TLT short position as form of inflationary hedging. Okay, guys, so that's all I have for everyone. Thank you for coming, and this video will be uploaded hopefully by tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so have a good night and sleep well, and all the best next week. I'll be here next week. I'm not going anywhere, so you will probably see me a little bit more active. Okay, good night, folks. Thank you.